So when we look at the early Americas, um, not in terms of the United States of America, that's not, we're talking way earlier than that. We're talking indigenous groups in the Americas, those who were here first. And mostly we're talking about in early Canada and also early South America. Masking also seems to have been the primary source of theater. Masks are associated with a variety of indigenous theatrical events connected with religion, yet again, and with social organization, with groups coming together. For example, in the northern Vancouver Island, there's an abundance of natural resources that allowed for groups to create a really strong repertoire of aesthetically elaborate masks and costumes. They were able to use what they had in nature to create these amazing masks and these amazing costumes for their sacred spectacles that they would put on and their sacred entertainments that they would put on. And they often used props, and they often even used devices. They used, it's been found that they used speaking tubes, probably to make a kind of sound effect. They used underground tunnels because they did have an indoor performance space, most likely because it's so cold in northern Vancouver Island. So they had an indoor performance space, and they had underground tunnels that they would use as part of their performances. They used marionettes, so a complicated puppet system, and they also had really lively audience participation. One thing I'd love to share with you is the names that some of their masks had. I just love the names that were given to their masks. It just makes me happy. So some of their masks were called things like the embodiment of the personation of otter. Like, it's just so much cooler than saying, like, here's your otter mask. Like, if you're gonna, pretend to be an otter. The embodiment of the personation of otter. I mean, that's cool. Or acting the embodiment of mercilessness. That was the name of one of the masks. It's just so neat. And another one, pretending just about to eat. I just love that for the name of a mask, pretending just about to eat. I'm kind of like always pretending just about to eat. I'm pretending just about to eat, like right now. So, I don't know. I just love those mask names. And what's really cool is even when hunter-gatherers we see throughout history, even when hunter-gatherers have way fewer natural resources than those in northern Vancouver, there's still a lot of evidence of complex masking aesthetics sorry, say that a few times fast. There's still evidence of complex masking aesthetics being developed. So masking was it was such an integral part of performance and of acting out these stories that even without a lot of natural resources, there was just so much devotion to getting these masks right and to really capturing a feel with them. When we go down into pre-Columbia, Mesoamerican civilization, ritual dance dramas were a really big feature of that area in ancient times. Early Spanish accounts speak of comic and dramatic theater with actors dancing in a variety of animal masks and of human masks. So again, we see this masking being such a huge component of early theater, really across the globe. But sadly, after the conquest of that area of the world, there was a huge suppression of all religious ceremonies, and there was a burning of almost all indigenous texts, and the substitution of Christian everything. So once the Christians conquested this part of the world, the Americas, They burned everything. They got rid of all other religions, and they substituted Christian everything across the board. So much evidence of any kind of native theater in the early Americas is lost, and we don't have a lot of evidence of it. And that's just, that's just devastating from a history point of view, from a culture point of view. Um, but let's just end on a brighter note on our next slide, our last slide. I'll see you there.